we all were in this together, and we all helped each other.
The problem in this case, as best I understand, is that Oswald was not really on anybody's list. He had no history of violence.
Right.
And, just because he didn't like some of Kennedy's policies, which he freely espoused, doesn't put anyone on a list.
Well, he was, the FBI talked with him because of his defection. But he really didn't have the kind of record that would cause them to notify the Secret Service that he might be a threat.
One of the questions that comes up a lot is, was the limousine driving too slow? Was there a minimum speed that you had to stay above? Is there some regulation that says you can't make a tight turn like the one off of Houston onto Elm Street? Are those all in the manual and the guidebook?
No. There are no guidelines like that. And that's been one of the misconceptions. That was a difficult turn that they made out here. And I've heard comments of witnesses that say the car stopped. And I think one of the big mistakes, if you watch the Zapruder film going at natural speed, you'll see how fast this happened. It happened less than 6 seconds. The first sound, which sounded different to Bill Greer and Roy Kellerman in the front seat, Bill wondered if he'd had a blowout, so he tapped the pedal real quick to see if there was stability in the car. But if you watch a Zapruder film, you don't even see a slowing down of the car. And you can...
No, it was difficult making the turn because it's greater than a 90-degree turn. When you go out of here, you'll notice that Houston turning onto Elm is a pretty sharp turn. And that's a pretty good-sized car. Doesn't have a great turning radius. And so he had to slow down considerably, so much so that the motorcycle outriders had a difficult time keeping their bikes upright as they made the turn. And then when we got going, he was trying to get up to 11 to 12 miles an hour, which was what we were running when we came down Main Street. Unless their crowds were too close to the car, they had to slow down even more, but that was generally what we were running.
And Kennedy's driver, Bill Greer, had not driven the route before.
He arrived with myself on Air Force One.
But he knew to follow Chief Curry in the car in front, because Curry obviously would know the route.
That was his instruction.